Um, Back from a lot of traveling here, from Australia to Pennsylvania and New Jersey 3 or 4 times, finally back. Wanted to create a video here because we've obviously had a shift in the market, as you guys well know. Over the past month, Bitcoin has risen pretty well, and quite a few altcoins have as well. And we're going to get into why that's happening. Several different reasons as to what's happening in the market, the shift from the bear market to a bull market. We've been in a bull market for at least a month or so here, and it really kind of started in October. And I'm going to do a little quick share here as to one of the important reasons we are in a bull market. So the Bitcoin halving is in April, and according to Morgan Stanley analysts, it may trigger a cyclical bull run. It typically always does. So in general, through all the past halvings of Bitcoin, and halving happens every 4 years. And what happens is, if you're a Bitcoin miner, when the halving happens, so if you're earning a Bitcoin, say let's just make math simple, every 2 months with your machine, you're now going to earn one. It's going to take 4 months. It's take twice as much time, and it's not really related to time, but the value, what it costs for you to mine Bitcoin is going up. Basically, you're going to get less Bitcoin rewards from mining it each halving. And what happens to offset is the price usually goes up, right? And it has every cycle, and it should continue. The trend should continue, but of course you never know. But this is what usually starts it. And in recent halving, 6 months before the halving again is in April. So 6 months is around October, November timeframe. Really, you get into October. So with that was the best time to buy Bitcoin in around October. Really, the best time of the year would have been January, when it hit its lowest, like around 16.6, 16.7. But now it's up, went up to near 38, and now it's around 35.6, if I recall right. Let's go see where we got it here. Not sure if I have the chart going here. Here we go, 35.543 right now. So it's down a little bit. And I'm going to get into numbers as to where things go, but it's an important one to know. So the Bitcoin halving, best time to buy Bitcoin in general, 6 months before the halving. So October, November, call it right now. And the best time to sell Bitcoin is 12 to 15 months after the halving. So go to April, May to like June, or to July or August of 2025 would be your best time to sell. You're probably at the peak, at or near the peak of the market, somewhere in that time frame, and it would be best to sell if you want to sell your Bitcoin at that point. My plan is I'm going to sell a bit of everything this time. The last couple markets I didn't really sell much, sold a little bit, but nowhere near enough. This time I plan on selling around 85% of my portfolio, put the rest in stablecoin, buy it back, maybe dollar cost average as it drops down, as it goes down. You can never time the market perfectly. Dollar cost averaging is the best way. There are people that do trading and do charts, but it is really difficult to do. If you have a day job, you're not going to be able to do it. And that's going to be the case for me here. But so 12 to 15 months after. So remember, somewhere in between that April, May to June or July of 2025 would be your best time to sell if you're looking to sell. Here we go. Most last bull runs 12 to 18 months after the halving, right? That's how long the bull run generally goes, 12 to 18 months. So it could get extended even in a little bit later than August, but in general, that's how it goes. And other events are factors in the run up as well. So we have the ETFs from Grayscale, from BlackRock, from I think it's ARK Investments, and there's quite a few others. And they're in that 8-day window where the SEC can't really, at this point, can't stop them, but has to put a stamp of approval or could delay. My bet is they'll delay it here, and it'll take till the end of December or early January before official approval will happen. And as soon as official approval happens, then you're going to have money flooding the market. So you're going to have a lot of funds going in the market for Bitcoin. And as Bitcoin goes up, the altcoins follow it. So it's a great opportunity out there for those looking to buy dollar cost average and get ahead of the ETF, because the ETF will cause a surge, a really nice surge as to what's going on here. Now let's get into some figures here from Marty Hibbs, who is an analyst here. He does a really good job of using the charts to figure out where things will be. He's been highly accurate, been following for a few years. And he feels Bitcoin will get up to around 40K, either up to 40K in the next few days, or trade sideways for the next 7 to 10 days, which is better. And if it trades sideways for the next 7 to 10 days, meaning stays above that 34, 35 range, then it should continue to a strong bull market through Christmas, through the holidays here. If it checks back and hits below 35, 34 at the end of the day or night, then it may check its way back to 30, which then you have to regain all that back. This is about the third or fourth day. It's trading sideways here from its high of just under 38. And he had that window, Marty did, of between 38 and 40K, and it got just under that 38K. So we'll see where it goes here. Theta had a huge bounce. And of course, I'm a big Theta fan as well. And that went up to around $1.18 and then shot down. And it sits around 93 or 94 cents right now. 92 cents, and it may check back to 75 to 80 cents. And if it does, I'll probably buy a bit more if it does go back there. Solana looks like it should trade and get up to around the $88 or $90 range, roughly. That's around 55, 56 right now. So that's a solid buy here for the future. XRP is got a really bullish chart to it. XLM, I believe, as well. They pretty much trade hand in hand, XRP and XLM. And there was news, as a matter of fact, I may have an article here to see if I could find that. So there was news that there was going to be an ETF with XRP, I believe. And those XLM and XRP go hand in hand. I don't believe I have that article here. All right. But what happened was it shot up from like 66 cents to 74 cents really quickly, and then shot back down to the 64 when it was said that it was not true. So that's, these things happen. Numbers or speculation comes out. People buy based off speculation. Then they find out it's not true. Then they panic sell. Better off look. XRP, dollar cost average in. It's a good longer term one in my view. I feel it is. Not investment advice, but I feel it's a really good one long term. XLM as well. Bitcoin as well. I'm mining Bitcoin. I've been mining Bitcoin for the last 7 months or so. And it's getting better and better to mine as Bitcoin's price goes up. And it's going to need to continue to accelerate before the halving. That's my bet. I bought the miners cheap this year compared to what they were a year before. They were over 10 grand. And I got them for around 2,300 each. I may buy a few more as well. We'll see where that goes. Let's see what else. So Kathy Wood, ARK Investments, that's one of them that has an ETF here for filing. And hopefully we'll get approved. Let's see if there's anything new that came up here. Nothing there. ETH had surged to over 2,100, had an $18 to $2,100 jump. Now it's back around just under 2,000. So Ethereum looks pretty solid right now. It should continue for a little while. It's going to, Bitcoin leads away. Ethereum will follow it. Solana's been following it. Solana's been surging really strongly. Chainlink normally is one of the leaders there, and Chainlink is a great oracle. It's one that you really want to keep your eyes on and definitely pick up a few if you're interested, if that catches your fancy. But they're definitely ones I'm interested in as well. So Wall Street demand for Bitcoin, obviously, there's actually a ton of demand, especially on the ETF side here. So there's an article, and let's see if I have that here. I'm not sure if I had this one up or not, but there's a lack of supply of Bitcoin. And let's see, here we go. BlackRock is also doing an ETF on Ethereum as well. Look for it on XRP. Look at it for a lot of the altcoins to end up getting ETFs on them. As soon as one gets pass, you're going to probably see the floodgates open and a bunch of them go. And then what you'll see is, say, or Cardano gets one, because I'm really bullish on Cardano long term, especially I'm still buying that one right now. That if one comes out in that will surge tremendously from like 36 cents, could go over $1 in a short period of time if something like that comes out. I think it's been as high as $3, if I'm not mistaken, Cardano. In the last bull run, we'll see where it goes here, but they're still work in progress. They got a lot to do. But some of the supply issues with Bitcoin are, as many of that have been mined and so many have been purchased by BlackRock, by Grayscale, and by Michael Saylor and his company, that there's just a finite supply where people are only going to be able to get portions of Bitcoin. So it's going to become a very rare commodity soon. Remember, there's only 21 million able to be mined and be in existence. So with that, and there's been several million lost, anywhere from 5 to 7 million is what they speculate have been permanently lost. Plus one is in the creator of it, Satoshi Nakamoto's Bitcoin wallet, 1 million. So there's 1 million right there that can't be bought. So there's quite a big supply of Bitcoin that's been already purchased. So with that, it's going to push the price up more and more as there's less and less of a supply. Go to the Tickle Me Elmo thing back in the day, right? There was only such a limited supply of Tickle Me Elmos. Everybody wanted for Christmas. I can't remember it was Mattel, who the toy maker was that made it, but they made a limited supply on purpose, pushed the prices up like crazy. Demand went nuts. Every kid wanted it. Dumbest thing on earth on why they wanted it. But that's what happens. You get irrational exuberance, and it's going to happen with Bitcoin here too. So there's going to be pullbacks based off that as well. But as more and more supply is taken, you're going to have more and more demand, and people are going to be getting partials of Bitcoin, and there won't be that many people that have one full Bitcoin is what it comes down to, besides some of these massive companies. So keep that in mind. But you never know down the road, 5 years, 10 years, there could be something that ends up being bigger and better than Bitcoin. So always keep that in mind. I hodl, but I always keep in mind that something better could come along. There could be a technology change that makes Bitcoin almost irrelevant. Or not fully, but partially irrelevant. Or the cost to mine and maintain the network just becomes so expensive, it's just not worth it. And they have to pull the plug on it, right? Because there's just not any value there anymore. And the value goes to something else, whatever that next crypto or next big thing is, whatever the next technological change is. So always keep that in mind. Always be ready to change. As technology changes so rapidly right now. Things change so rapidly. You just got to be ready for it at all times. Let's see if they talked about the supply here. I can't remember where the article was where they talked about the supply, where it's very, very limited. And I may have lost that article. Let's see. Looks like I have. Anyway, the whole concept of it, there's a very limited supply, and all these big companies buying up the supply of it is going to just push demand up further and further, right? And push the price up further and further. And makes me happy because I'm mining it. I'm getting more every single day. I'm basically dollar cost average of Bitcoin, which is great. And at some point, I'll sell some and use it for funds. Like I used some for my house when I bought it down here in Florida 2.5 years ago. And I'll use it for something else, maybe to buy more homes. Who knows, more real estate. But take it. Remember to take your profits, because the market turns and it's 75 to 90% corrections. And some are greater than that. And a lot of these cryptos are going to just end up going away, just because a lot of them don't really have many use cases, or they have a viable use case now, but they won't maybe 6-12 months down the road because something else comes in that's bigger and better. So you've got to be on this at all times and really pay attention to what's going on in the market. All right. I'm going to stop sharing here. So what I have coming up, I'm hoping to have somebody in who's a specialist on a lot of different things, but one of the things he's really great on is wallets, hardware wallets, paper wallets, cold storage wallets, hot wallets, like an Atomic wallet, like the Exodus wallet. I want to get in all the strengths, weaknesses, what they do, benefits, how things are going to change on the road, or if somebody has made an exchange, say you bought some Bitcoin and you sent it on the wrong network by accident when you're moving it from one exchange to another, you know where it went. This gentleman can also help you find that too. He'll need to meet with you, and it's not super expensive, but it's not cheap either. But if it's a significant amount of money lost, it's going to be worthwhile to potentially talk to him about how you find that. So I'm going to bring him on in the next week or so. It may end up having to be, because we got Thanksgiving next week, and it may end up having to be the week after that. And I'll be traveling again up to Pennsylvania and New Jersey here for Thanksgiving, and again during Christmas time. But I want to get into some more shows, some more calls here, so I can keep you guys up to date as to what's going on in the market, what changes are going on. We're going to be hitting such moves that I'm probably going to be doing lives almost every day. So you'll be getting updates on stuff, whether it's in the morning, afternoon, or evening. I'm not sure. Maybe it'd be multiple times a day, depending on how quickly the market's moving and what is going on in the market. And if you see convergence, as I expect we'll see more and more convergence with real estate and cryptos and other assets, NFTs, all these things kind of correlate together. We'll talk more and more about that. But as I see info, I will get you guys more info, and I'll catch you on the next one here, guys.